Every time I dream, I look into your eyes.
Hi everyone, I'm your host, MacNcheesePlz. Thank you, Lucid Fox, for your discussion on party games today. Today we are switching gears and talking about the nitty-gritty details of YouTube. So in my past workshops, we have talked about how to stand out on YouTube. We've talked about a deep dive session of YouTube analytics. And so today we're going to be covering all the little extra tabs and settings and resources that you may not have known were available to you on YouTube. So, getting over to our YouTube screen, there are a bunch of little tabs right here that you've seen before in on your creator dashboard. So, we've been over your dashboard, we've been over videos, but let's go over the rest of the stuff today. So, the first thing I want to talk about is your settings. So, settings can be found if you scroll down, it's right here and it opens up a new little window. So the first thing, we'll go through all these little tabs here. There's a lot of really good stuff here that will make your life so much easier on YouTube. So first, the general, if you aren't in your, if your US currency, if your currency for YouTube is in US, you can go ahead and change it by clicking the little drop down. And then you can go and select every, like the currency that you wish to see your dashboard currency amount in. And this will also change for your analytics. And the next thing we want to talk about is your channel. So here, there's going to be a lot of really good stuff. So first, your name, if how you are perceived on YouTube. I have it put as MacNcheesePlz. If you want to change this, you can go into your Google account and change what your account is seen as. You can choose your country of residence and as well as the keywords here that your channel is searched by. So I put, because my name is MacNcheesePlz, P1Z, so I have a number in my name, which is unfortunate. I put mac and cheese, please. I put mac and cheese, mac and cheese, please, instead of an N, how it's normally spelled. So I have variations of spelling. So any way people are trying to spell my name to find my YouTube channel, I had put those keywords here under keywords. So that's some things that you might want to know. You can also customize your channel, which if you go ahead and pop it out, there's other ways that you can get here as well, but this is an additional way. So this is how you can put people I enjoy watching. So you can change that. You can change your video that people for current subscribers or returning subscribers will see. You can change all of your playlists. So this is how you can customize it. Again, you can also view this on your regular homepage for your YouTube channel. You can also go to customize channel here. So super easy, two different ways to get here. But so that's what happens if you go here. If we're moving over to advanced settings, this is probably one of the most important tabs in all of YouTube, in my opinion. This here is how you're going to set your Kappa settings. So we went over what Kappa was in our YouTube basics. Essentially, there was a law in the 90s that advertisers couldn't advertise certain types of ads to children. So this is how you will set your channel for if it's made for children or not. So you can say, yes, set this channel as made for kids. No, set this channel as not made for kids. Or you can do, I want to review this setting for every single video. So this is really great if you already know that your content is not specifically made for kids. This is different though than being family friendly. If you're a family friendly channel, then you don't have to worry about setting it for children. But if your content is specifically made for children, think of animated videos like cartoons. Maybe it's something along the lines of how to count or let's go through the numbers. Those are video examples of things that are specifically made for children. So while my content is family friendly, my target demographic is not 12-year-old children. So I put no, set this entire channel is not made for children. Under branding, you may have noticed that little icon that people have on all their videos. Whenever you hover over it, you can subscribe. Well, you can do that too. This is how you do it. It's in the settings. So you can choose your icon that you want and you can choose when it displays. I have mine displaying over the entire video. You can also do a custom start time if you so choose. You can do it at the end of the video if you want. And then you can remove or replace the icon. This is just one of my personal emojis that I set it. You can have it say whatever you want or be whatever you want as well. And then feature eligibility right here. These are some of the default features that you get firsthand, as well as some other features that you may get later down the line. So this is really great for just a refresh of what features that you have on your channel. Now, if we tab over to YouTube defaults, this is going to be your best friend in the entire world. I love YouTube defaults. This is how you can save, as the title suggests, all of your upload defaults. So let's get into what all of this is. So you wouldn't necessarily want to put a default title because that's going to vary from video to video, but you probably would like to do your description as a default. So if you're constantly playing video games with the same person, like same people, and you have different links that you're putting in there for them. Like for example, I have Drew's link, I have my editor's link, and then if I wanted them to become a member, I have all of my links in there. So this is really, really great. So you don't have to continuously type this out every single time. So you can put that in there. And then as we talked about in the YouTube basics video, you want that custom description, right? So all of the main points of my description are in there, but then when I go to upload a video, I customize what the actual description of the video is. You can also change if you want the visibility automatically to be public. And then if you want, you can go ahead and put some tags in there. I personally don't put any tags to start because as we talked about before with the YouTube algorithm and how the tags are working, you want the title of your video and the relative tags to that specific video to be the first couple of tags that you use, and then have the less important tags as the ones that trail behind. So I wouldn't want to put some common tags that I use is MacNcheesePlz Minecraft, MacNcheesePlz Gaming. Those tags I wouldn't want to put in the front. So I personally don't add reoccurring tags as my default settings. You can also go into the advanced settings. As again, I do want to say all of these settings are available to you when you go to upload a video. This is essentially the upload video process. You can select what you want these to be, but this is just a default. So if it's the same every single time, you don't have to go and keep selecting and changing everything. So you will want to put it on a standard YouTube license, and then my subtitles are in English. You can do community contributions off. We'll go over subtitles in a little bit. And then comments, you can change what you want it to be. I have mine as hold potentially inappropriate comments for review, but you can allow all of them or do whatever you want with your comments. And then under the monetization side, it will ask you this every time you upload a video, what type of ads you would like to see on your video that you're putting up if you are a monetized YouTube partner. So by default, all of these are unchecked when you go to upload a video. So if you want it to be all of them checked at the start, then you can go ahead into your upload settings and have them all checked. So you don't have to check it every single time. So this is a great, great, great time saver is what we're trying to do. Any questions about the settings? Oh, yeah. If you guys have any questions, please filter them through. We're going to be opening up for questions in just a second here. Once we get through all these settings, we'll open up for questions. So put your questions in if you have any. And if we're not going to cover it already in a little bit, then we'll answer them right away. So the next tab over here is permissions. This is fantastic if you are part of an MCN or you have a team of people that's working behind you. So if you're part of an MCN, you can put your brand account permissions and you can give the manager of your YouTube channel permissions to see everything. So they can see your editing, your YouTube editor when you're going to upload videos. They can see your channel analytics as well as your income. They can see it all. If you have a team of people behind you that maybe aren't as high tier as a manager, then maybe you can just give them permissions only to comment on, to respond to comments. Or maybe you give them permissions only to upload videos. So if your editor is uploading videos for you, but you don't want them to have access to your analytics, then you can give them only permissions to upload videos. And so that's where you'll go to add someone to your team if you wish for more people to have access to your YouTube channel. You can really customize and tailor it for what you need. Under the community tab, we have some really awesome features. This is really great if you are a YouTube live streamer. So if you have moderators, you can go ahead and choose who your moderators are. I've only done a handful of YouTube live streams. So anytime I saw one of my mods in, I would just go and mod them immediately. So you can easily do that. Approved users, what is this? So on the comment section of YouTube, there's an algorithm that is scanning all of those messages to make sure they're appropriate or not. If you deem someone as an approved user, then no matter what they post in the comment section, it will always go through and post immediately. Whereas if someone else posts a link and you have it set to where links are blocked, then the link will be held for review. But if the approved user posts a link, then it will automatically show up on the YouTube channel. Hidden users. This is really, really great if you have a couple annoying people that just are really toxic or continuously post inappropriate links or continuously are just being not the greatest humans on the internet. So hidden users, what that does, if you hide someone from their channel, what it will do is make it so their comments will never show you the light of day. They'll never show up on your actual videos. No one will ever see them, but they still get the satisfaction of commenting and hitting send, but no one's going to see those comments. So it kind of works out to where they get that satisfaction of yelling in the void. They don't know that you've hidden them, so they think that if them calling you a meanie butt or whatever will ruin your day. It's not, because you're never going to see it. You can also do blocked words. So similar to Twitch, how you can add some blocked words. I highly suggest you put maybe your address or your real name or something along those lines on here. Maybe some inappropriate words, swear words, derogatory words you can put in here as well. So that way, anytime messages with these words are contained in comments, they will always be held for review. They'll never actually go out onto the page. That way, if someone is trying to dox you, they can't. So that's an option that you can do as well. And then you can also block links. So block links in comments, they'll always appear in held for review. If it's during a live stream, then it'll just be blocked immediately. So when comments are held for review, you can always approve them, and we'll go over that in just a little bit. Under the default, so this is for the comment section of your channel. Again, this exact area is found in your upload settings, but I have mine hold potentially inappropriate comments for review. So this is where YouTube will scan all the comments with their algorithm. And then agreements, if you're in the YouTube Partner Program or any other agreements that you may have signed through YouTube, they'll all appear here and you can view them at any time. They're subject to change without notice, so it may be a good idea every couple of months to go check and see if they've added any weird clauses or anything else in there. But if they're standard agreements, most of the time, if you don't agree, you don't get to participate. So a lot of people just agree anyway. So that's settings. Do we have any questions so far? Inappropriate comments on YouTube? You don't believe it? Right, Hunter? Right? Yeah. So you can easily hide those inappropriate comments in the settings that you would like. You can review them, and we'll go over that in just a second. But are there any other questions so far on what we've talked about in these quick little settings that are meant to make your life so much easier? How often do you get people making bad comments? Well, okay, so on my channel, hardly ever. So my channel is really family friendly. All the comments are very heartwarming. They're so sweet. But other people's content, if you don't nip the toxicity in the bud immediately, then that kind of culture will grow in your comment section. So I immediately deleted any inappropriate comments that I had seen or things that were meant to make me feel bad. And because other people weren't seeing those types of comments, people weren't commenting those types of comments, if that makes sense. But if you leave it to fester, it will fester because YouTube is YouTube. It's no better than like BuzzFeed comments. If we all know what we're talking about here. All right. So if there's no other questions on settings, let's go over to playlists. So how do we get to playlists? What are playlists? How do we make playlists? The questions are endless. All right. So playlists can be found right here. If we go over to what playlists are, we can easily make new playlists. So a playlist is a group of similar content or series that you're creating. This makes it so people who are watching a series can continue in succession. So if I, for example, have made a one block survival series in Minecraft, I put all of those videos that are similar in the exact same playlist. So if anyone's watching episode 6, then episode 7 will play next and it will just make sense. So think of it like Netflix seasons, but it's on YouTube. And so I personally like to playlist block all of similar content. So all of my snipper clips videos are here. All of my live streams can be found here. You have all my human fall flat playlists. So all of my playlists are linked together. But how do you make a playlist? So what we'll do is we'll go to new playlist and we'll just call this test. And then you can set if you want it to be public, unlisted, or private. If you want it to be private, this would be really, really good if you are only showing specific videos to a specific people, like to a specific set of people. They'll only be able to see it if they have the link. Unlisted is only for you, and public goes out to the world, as you can see by the icon. So if we did a private playlist and then hit create, it's going to take us here. Okay, this doesn't help me at all because there's nothing here. How do we add a playlist to a video that's already been created, right? So what we'll do is we'll go back over here and we'll go to our video tab. And in our video tab, all of our videos that we have are going to show up. So all you have to do is just click on the details of any existing video that you want to add to your playlist. And then you can go to the playlist section right here. And look, test shows up and I just click it and then test will be added to my playlist. That's how you add existing videos. When you are uploading a video, this feature will already be the playlist will already be available to you when you're uploading your video. So you'll just select what playlist you want that video to go to, and then it will automatically go there, which is really, really great. So let's go to comments. We've talked about comments before, but what is it? So comments is found right under your analytics. So this is a little different than the comment section on your actual video. So on your actual video, those are only comments that are seen on that upload. Comments on your actual channel section, this is every video that has received a recent comment. And so what you can do, these are the published comments. And then if we go over to held for review, this is what the algorithm flagged as possibly spammy. You see all these emojis, that's kind of spammy. We got a link over here, that's spammy. There got a link there. So just a bunch of weird stuff that was flagged by YouTube's system. And then if we go to what's likely spam, so this is what YouTube deems as it's probably definitely spam. We can click over here. And again, we have a link here, just a bunch of stuff. But if you see something that you're like, actually, that's not spam at all, I know this person, you can just hit approve. And then that comment will go out onto your channel. If this comment is utter trash, you can literally just remove it and throw it away in the trash. Or if it's really, really, I guess, not a great comment, you can report it to YouTube and they'll investigate. And this is how you hide people from your channel. So if someone is known for being a problem on YouTube, they're in your comment section just spreading hate and toxicity, just hide them from your channel and they'll never be seen again. So that's their problem, not your problem. So that's pretty much what the comment section is in on YouTube. Subtitles is our next tab over here that we're going to talk about. So you can go in and add subtitles to your videos in other languages. YouTube by default provides subtitles for English. So let's go in here and see what this is about. So I use TubeBuddy, which is a really great resource. It shows me the percent of people that are in different who speak different languages that watch my video. So I have 11% Filipino. If I wanted to add Filipino subtitles, I could easily just go to add a language, and then I can filter through here and find Filipino, click it, and then I can go and add the subtitles frame by frame. I can go in and write it in. If you don't want to do that, you can put on community contributions, which means that someone else in the community, if they feel so inclined to, can actually go in and put these subtitles themselves. Two caveats with this. The first caveat is YouTube a couple weeks ago, or maybe months ago, COVID has me not knowing what day is what. So I think it was a couple of weeks ago, YouTube announced that they're actually getting rid of this feature. So they're no longer going to allow community contributions. There was a huge backlash about it. A lot of people thought that this was a really bad idea. I don't know if YouTube has since resyndicated what they're going to do, or if they're still just going to be like, yeah, we're YouTube. We're going to do it anyway. So I'm not really sure what happened with that. But as far as I know, they're getting rid of this feature. The second thing with that is anyone can literally type anything. So if they are translating it in Filipino, your English into another language, then it might be a good idea to check with Google Translate that it is actually what they are writing, because this also opens it up because it's the internet. So internet trolls could type inappropriate words on your video. This has happened in the past, and there isn't really a good way to defend against someone putting swear words or derogatory language in there. So that's a caveat to this feature. About it. So before we move on to the other tabs, do we have any other questions on what we just talked about? Uh, it's pretty straightforward as far as subtitles are concerned, and comments and all of that. But any other questions on what we recently covered before we go into the rest of the tabs? I'm going to take a drink while we wait. Yeah, it is. It's really interesting about the subtitles. They auto default to English. So English is just there for you, which is really great. If you want to use TubeBuddy, which is a great tool, you can install it into your browser, and you can get more analytics on your user base on YouTube. And if you wanted to, if you had the time to translate the proper the proper English to X, insert X language here, you can easily do that. Um, but all right, if there's no other questions, let's get into monetization. So there is a lot of really, really good stuff about monetization. There's a lot of questions on how do you become partnered on YouTube. So this is what you need to be eligible to be partnered. You will need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 overall watch time hours in a 12-month period. Once you hit those rankings, you can become monetized on YouTube. Some other really good information: if you do exclamation point YT money, so YouTube money, you can get more answers about YouTube monetization and other ways you can monetize and the different thresholds, because we're going to go over that in a second. So even though the monetization tab, once you unlock it, you'll see all the various ways you can monetize. Until this is unlocked, you'll just see a meter. It will just be like, you're this close, keep on working hard, kiddo. And so until you reach that meter, this is what you'll see afterwards. But even then, you still have some work to do. It's not over here. It's only uphill and continuing with your success on YouTube. So what this will look like, we'll go through all of these settings as well. So these are the different ways that you can monetize. So if you go to video advertising over here, this tells you basically advertiser friendly guidelines. You hear a lot of YouTubers, they're really scared about becoming demonetized. That's a word that like looms over all of us, right? So these are basically what people are looking for, so you don't get demonetized. You want to make sure it's appropriate. If there's violence in the video, adult content, you have to mark these things. So it tells you what that is and what could potentially get you demonetized. And so if you check any of these inappropriate boxes, then advertisers can decide to pull ad rev from your channel and say, I don't really want to partner with that Mac and Cheese Please girl. She's putting out some weird content. So if it doesn't align with their brand, then they don't want to advertise, which makes sense. So here we have the merchandise tab, the memberships tab, and the supers tab. So these tell you what they are, but once you hit those thresholds, they actually unlock here and you'll be able to see them. So we'll go over to the merchandise tab, which is pretty cool. So I personally don't have this set up. So what this is, once you reach 100,000 subscribers, so this is one of those, it's cool, but you don't get it until you will unlock that feature. Until you reach 100,000 subscribers, you will not get to have what I'm calling a merch bar underneath your videos. So if we want to look at what that looks like, a merch bar is this. So this is Luke the Notable. He's a YouTuber and he has 2.4 million subscribers. So he reaches that 100,000 threshold and has this merch bar. So he partnered with Teespring to allow his merch bar to be here. So if people are watching his content, they can be like, ooh, I really love this guy. I totally want his face on my body. And so they can buy one of his face shirts if they so choose. I believe this is only available with Teespring. I have not personally seen it with other merch companies. Don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure because it says getting started with our partner Teespring that it's a Teespring feature. So that's why YouTube kind of cornered YouTubers to use Teespring. People have mixed feelings about it. We're not going into that. That's a video for another day. But yeah, that's an option there. Memberships are what you'll see if we go back over here. This join button, you can see it here. I have it on my channel. So if you're on a home page, you can see it on the home page and you can see it on individual video pages. So join is, if we're using Twitch lingo, is like the subscribe button. And the subscribe button on YouTube is the follow button on Twitch, right? So we're calling it memberships on YouTube and we're calling it subscribing for followers and all that business. So if someone clicks join, you can actually set the different tiers you want and you can set what those perks are. And so this is, in a way, YouTube's answer to Patreon and like Twitch subscribing. I don't really do YouTube live streams, but people wanted to become members. So that's really dope. And what's really cool about this and what I really, really like about YouTube's feature is that once you hit this threshold, you need 30,000 subscribers to unlock this feature. But once you get this feature unlocked, you can actually choose what you want these tiers to be. So a lot of people just have one tier. I see a lot of Twitch partners that also have YouTube channels just do a one tier, $4.99 tier. But YouTube actually recommends having multiple tiers at different values because they've done research and you'll actually, in the long run, get more money. So I have a 99-cent tier, a $2.99 tier, and a $4.99 tier. So these are tiers that people can subscribe at. You can change it to literally anything from 99 cents to however high. There's like a limit of how high it goes, but you can make as many tiers as you want and make it as high as you want. So that's pretty awesome of what they have there. And you can add the various icons for their badges and as well as emojis. The tier levels to unlock emojis is a lot lower than Twitch. So for example, I have 6 emojis, and I think I've only done a handful of YouTube live streams, but I think the most members I've ever had on YouTube was like 10 or so, and I unlocked 6 emojis. So it's very low tiers to get unlocks, where I think on Twitch you need like 65 or 100 or whatever to get 5 emojis. So it's just what it is, but it's really, really cool. It's very, very cool that they have that. Supers is what Twitch is like, or not Twitch's. It's YouTube's like in-house donating system. So If you want to donate on Twitch or tip on Twitch, if you're trying to tip, then you have to go with third-party services. So like Streamlabs, or if you're going, unless you do bits, of course, but Streamlabs or the other various Stream Elements. There's a whole bunch of them out there that you want to get tips through. Sure, you can do that, but this is YouTube's answer to that. So if you've ever watched a YouTuber, so Dr. Disrespect, he's on YouTube now. If you watch his streams and you see that a color bar on the top of the screen, that is a super. And how big the tip is how long it will stay on the top of the screen. So a 199 tip will stay on the screen for, I don't know, a couple of seconds, but say like a $5 will be even longer, or a $20 or $100, it will just tick longer on there. But that's also dependent on how many you're getting. If you're getting a ton, then it's obviously going to go a little bit slower. And then giving is really cool. So giving is a way for the people that are watching your videos to also support charities that you are interested in, right? So how charity streams are really, really big on Twitch. This is YouTube's answer to a charity stream in a non-live format. So there'll be a little sidebar on your videos that you can raise money and say, hey, I'm trying to raise money for X cause. And that this sidebar will show up if you want to do charity streams. So it doesn't take from your ad revenue. It's a completely separate set of revenue sources. And so that is the monetization tab. If we are going over to copyright, which I totally skipped. I'm so sorry. Copyright, this is a tab that recently became available to me. So I am not 100% certain. I recently hit 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. So I do not know if this tab is available to everybody at 100,000 subscribers, or if it's in beta and they're releasing it to a certain number of people. Because I checked on a different, like a whatever YouTube channel I had that's not partnered. It's just like my regular username browsing or whatever. And this tab is not there. It does not exist. And so I think it's either beta or you have to reach a certain threshold. And essentially what this is really great. If anybody is trying to steal your YouTube videos and then re-upload them onto YouTube, the algorithm is like scanning YouTube and is like, this video belongs to MacNcheesePlz. And then I get a notification that Joe Schmo 1234 is stealing my videos and trying to monetize them. So I can actually file for copyright. And so that's really great when someone is taking your content and you're like, I don't think so. And you can go through the removal request, the messages, the archive. I've never had this happen to me. Again, I've also only just seen this tab. So this is all really, really new to me. The other thing about copyright, which I guess now is a better time than never to go over it while we're talking about, we're about to move into the audio library, right? So before we get into the audio library, let's take a look at what copyright looks like. So I recently, which is unfortunate, had a video that was claimed for copyright. So what this will look like is originally it'll have a yellow icon. So it's kind of like a demonetization icon, except I can then dispute. I have a button that says, would you like to dispute this claim? Which I did, because essentially what happened in my case, I use Epidemic Sound for all of my songs on my YouTube channel. And Epidemic Sound, for whatever reason, my channel is whitelisted through them, but they claimed copyright on my video because I used one of their songs that I'm allowed to use. And I disputed it. I was like, hey, I'm a partner with you. My channel's whitelisted. And then they came back at me and said, nope, it's still copyright claim. So I could potentially click this, see more details, and I can I can appeal their decision because they came back and they rejected my claim that I claim that this isn't copyright. If I go and try to dispute this rejected claim, then the appeal process if they come back and say, no, you're still under copyright, I get a copyright strike on my channel. It's like a 3-strike system, and you're out of here, baby. You're out of the YouTube partner program. Your channel is in bad standing. You will be demonetized. And so I was afraid. I was super afraid. I didn't appeal the process, even though I'm in my rightful way to use Epidemic Sound's music. So that's what happened to me. But if you're in a different world and you're actually using songs on the radio or copyrighted songs, stop doing that, because YouTube is going to come after you. And you might not have realized this, but YouTube has a great audio library of songs that you can just download for free. It comes with it. This is for regular YouTube users. You don't have to be a YouTube partner to have this feature. And so you can just download all of these awesome songs. So if you want to filter it by sad, maybe you're in a really sad mood today, or your video is really sad, you can get all of these songs. You can listen to them. And if you like it, you can download it. If you really want to filter it by sad and classical music, then boom, all the sad classical music will show up for your heart's content to use. And so that's really great. I really like the audio library classic. So this is what it used to look like way back in the day before YouTube got all shiny. This is like shiny YouTube. This is old school YouTube where it's like boxy and not so shiny. It's like the 90s, right? And so what you can do is filter by genre, by mood, by instrument even. What's really great about this is you can filter it by duration. So if you want it to be a specific length song, it'll filter it that way. Attribution, so what's required and what's not required. So if you most of the not all of these, but there's a good chunk of these that require you to put this song was made by Jessica Gallagher in your description of your video. If you don't want to go through the hassle of trying to remember to do that, then you can easily just do attribution not required, and then you don't have to worry about that. Maybe you just want sound effects, right? So if you just want sound effects, you can go over to the sound effect library and then pick all of these different types of sound effects that you can do. There's tools, weapon sounds, weather, animal sounds, very different things you can choose to add a little extra flair to your YouTube videos. So that is the audio library that not everybody knows about. You should know about it. It's a great, great, great feature. And then the next thing that I do want to show you is one of my favorite things in the whole wide world, and that is the YouTube Creator Academy. So the YouTube Creator Academy has a massive, massive library of articles in the Creator Academy to help you understand the algorithm and how to make it work for you. There are strategy videos as well as optimization videos. So what's really great about this is that YouTube gives you the secret for success immediately. They're like, oh, you want to be successful on YouTube? We want you to be successful on YouTube. So they offer content strategy, how to make strategy for YouTube, money and business stuff, policy and guidelines, how to make great videos, channel optimization, so tools to get your videos found. So if you go here and click maybe content strategy is what you're interested in, you can look at all these different courses. These are free courses for you if you're interested in what this is. Exclamation point Creator Academy. It's super, super great. And so if you're interested in what this is, you can take 5, it tells you it's 5 lessons. It's going to be about 3 hours long for you to get through how to make great content, maybe key strategies for success. It tells you it's 15 minutes. Success can happen in 15 minutes, guys. There's 3 lessons. It's an intermediate. So it's a bunch of great stuff. Maybe you're already really successful and the burdens of being successful is really getting to you. Well, staying well and avoiding burnout is another different course that you can take. And so it's 4 lessons, it's 2 hours. So this could be helpful for you as well. And so there's just really, really great content on here that you can do. That you can learn about channel optimization. So getting discovered. You can learn about get insights with YouTube analytics. So we already went over the analytic YouTube deep dive in one of our past workshops, but maybe you want to hear it from YouTube as well. You can take this. It's 2 hours, 6 lessons on how to learn about your YouTube analytics. It's a really, really great tool. I absolutely love the YouTube Creator Academy because YouTube wants you to succeed, because if you succeed, they succeed. So again, great, great information here. There's tons of different topics and courses that provide tips and tricks to elevate your content, but also like understanding the analytics and stuff, which is really, really important. Do we have any questions before we end today? Those are all the little nitty gritty details of YouTube. So we went over the settings, the various tabs that are on YouTube, a bunch of different things that you might not have known about, things to make your life a little bit easier, and as well as succeed on YouTube. I hope this series has been really helpful for you all. We started with YouTube basics and how to stand out on YouTube. Then we went into, okay, we've got the basics down. How do we read these analytics? We did the deep dive. And now this is like the final step before I send you little babies on your way into the world of YouTube, right? So any other questions or anything before we end here today? Anything? And I'm going to take a drink while you guys filter those in. If you have any, if you don't, that's awesome. Any questions? Yeah, the more egg. Any questions at all? It could be anything, even stuff that you have had on your mind that may not have we've covered before. You can bring those up too. What are the top 3 things you do for your videos? Ooh, the top 3 things that I personally do for my videos. Research what's trending. So I want to make sure that I'm not just I make Minecraft content. So I don't want to just throw up any old Minecraft content. I want to throw up content that people are actually searching for on YouTube. So I'm not only researching what people are watching in the Minecraft arena, but creating those videos as well. The second thing I do is probably figure out how to be entertaining in a video. So when you're doing a YouTube recording, it's not a Twitch VOD that's cut up for YouTube. Please don't do that. But if you have time, if you don't have time to do regular recordings, you can do that too. But people that are watching videos on YouTube, they don't really care about your VODs. So you need to make your specially special YouTube video special, right? And so thinking of how you can be entertaining when you are recording on YouTube, we've talked about really high energy, right? So you're excited. It's the best thing in the whole world. You love this video game. It's not this calm, like, hey guys, I'm playing this game today. It's like, hey guys, I'm playing this game today. I'm really excited about it because their attention span is like this. It's gone. So if you don't catch them in the beginning, you're going to lose them, and then you will not be monetized. If you're waiting to get that 4,000 hours to be monetized, maybe your content just needs a little bit extra energy. And then the final thing I do after I do for my videos is I look at the analytics after it's posted. So I'm looking at that CTR, which is click-through rate, and I'm looking at that AVD, which is average view duration, and seeing the successfulness of that video and did my idea do well. And so we talked about what those 2 things are in the basics, as well as we touched on that in the analytic deep dive as well. So yeah, exactly, Hunter. An amplification of your natural personality. That's exactly what it is for as far as a YouTube video goes. Um, but yeah, is there any other questions we have before we close it out today? I'm also available if you're nervous to ask a question or it comes up a little later. I'm always available online. Just you can message me on Twitter or any other. You can message me on Discord, anything, and be like, "Hey, I had a question here," and just let me know if anything else comes to your mind. But if there are no more questions, I do want to say thank you all so much for joining us for our third-ish workshop in this succession of YouTube basics. So thank you guys so much for joining me on StreamerSquare. We will be having more shows every Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. So join us on Monday for our next show coming on up. I do appreciate you all, and I hope you have a really, really great rest of your Wednesday. Bye, everyone.
Don't wanna